Hey, Teddy K here for the Best Buy blog, and in this video review, take a look at the latest Google Pixel Buds. These are true wireless earbuds that offer comfort, convenience, and ease of use in a fun little package. So Google finally cut the cord. Unlike the original Pixel Buds, these are true wireless. So they got rid of all cables, and now you can just pretty much walk around unfettered without anything hanging around. Now that's great unto itself because it matches what a lot of the other products that we've seen in the headphone space these days, but there are some caveats that go with it too. So I'm going to start with what I like. First and foremost is the fit and function. I mean, they are very, very comfortable to wear, among the most comfortable I've worn, to be honest. And I really like that the touch sensitive controls also work very well too. So for example, you tap once, you play and pause, tap twice to skip a track, 3 times to go back a track. Same thing with calls, answer a call with 1 tap, reject it with 3 taps. So if you got an incoming call, you don't want to take it, triple tap. Or a double tap to then end a call as well. You can slide forward to raise volume, slide back to lower the volume, and the controls are very responsive, which is not always the case with true wireless earbuds, at least in my experience. Now, if you hold down on it, you'll get Google Assistant. Now, you don't have to hold down on the earbud in order to get Google to talk to you. You can just simply say, "Hey Google." There's a convenience that goes with it because, of course, if it's reading your notifications, then you don't even have to run to the phone. You could be cleaning around the house or doing something. You can tell notifications come in and just again, do the same thing. Just ask it to read it back to you, or it'll just do it automatically for you. So there's a lot of convenience there just for that. Then, of course, you can use it to play music. So whether you're playing music, on Google streaming services or even on Spotify, I've been able to ask for music from Spotify, and it works quite well. So again, another advantage of that. Now, I mentioned the comfort already. One thing, though, is that because there are 3 different size tips, I use the large ones. Tight seals are always important when it comes to getting good sound, or at least more bass out of true wireless earbuds, and that's not necessarily the case with these. The bass to me is lacking right off the bat. So what I tried to do is to use an extra large ear tip that that again, something that you can buy separately, doesn't have to come with any other pair. Problem is that even though they'll fit, the issue is that they won't fit in the case. So once you try to put them back in the case, the magnetic connectors do not connect, meaning that the earbuds do not charge. So there is that problem. Now, I'm not going to say that the sound is bad, because it's not. It's just that it's not spectacular. Google didn't try to reinvent anything from a sonic perspective with these. They sound good, the sound is crisp, it's warm, but the bass is not necessarily going to knock your socks off by any means. So there is I think a bit of a trade-off in what it is you want to do. If you want to be comfortable and you want, decent neutral sound, you'll get that here. But if you're looking, for rumbling bass or something at least close to that for something this small, you're not necessarily going to get that here. There is no active noise cancellation nor an ambient mode. Now, the ambient mode is not even necessary because of the way these are designed. No matter what ear tips you're going to wear, there's always going to be some background noise that seeps in. So in effect, the ambient sound is already built in because of these air ducts that Google built into these that allow some outside sound to come in regardless. Active noise cancellation, it would be nice to have, especially at the price point that these go for, but unfortunately it's not there. And even if it was, again, a tighter seal would be more important to get that passive noise isolation. But unless you're wearing extra large tips or something larger, I mean, for example, if you're wearing small size tips but you move to mediums, you might have a better chance of blocking out some of that noise for passive isolation. But again, it really depends on the size of your ears. So, it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. Pairing these with a Pixel phone is super easy. As soon as I opened up the case, my Pixel phone immediately saw them and I was paired in seconds. So if you're used to this with AirPods and an iPhone, it's pretty much the same in terms of how quickly it is. If you're using another Android phone, you will have to pair via Bluetooth, but you should actually download the Pixel Buds app that's available on Google Play. Pixel phone owners do not have to do that because that feature is actually built into the settings. So you don't go looking for it if you have a Pixel phone. It's already embedded in the settings. The translation feature is also back here too. This was originally introduced in 2017 with the original model, but It's now gotten better simply because both Google Assistant and Google Translate have improved as well. You do need a phone though, because it's of course using the data connection, or whether it's Wi-Fi or LTE, whatever you're on, it's using the data connection from the phone, so you can't just use it only with the earbuds. But the way it integrates is pretty cool. So let's try something here. Hey Google, help me speak Spanish. I'm looking for a restaurant that serves Chinese food.
Estoy buscando un restaurante que sirva comida china.
Okay. Now, if I go back, let's try a couple other languages. So, what is the best way to get to the Eiffel Tower?
Quelle est la meilleure façon de se rendre à la Tour Eiffel?
Which would you say is the best place for pizza in this neighborhood?
Ποιο θα λέγατε ότι είναι το καλύτερο μέρος για πίτσα σε αυτή τη γειτονιά?
That's right. So it's a cool feature, but it's highly beholden to the phone. And even if you were to use any of the offline languages that Translate supports, unfortunately, you can't use them because, again, in order for this feature to work, it needs a data connection because it's going through Google Assistant, which, of course, also needs a data connection onto itself. So while this is a very cool feature and it's really more of a carryover as opposed to anything new from the previous Pixel Buds, it does work well when you finally get the different pieces involved. You just need to have the phone with you at all times. The last thing is going to be battery life. It's rated about 5 hours. You're probably not going to get there because the only way you can get 5 hours is if you stick to 50% or lower battery life. And generally, because of that little bit of ambient sound that comes in, I just see you raising the volume more often than not. I typically got around 4 hours, maybe a bit more, which again is average. It's about the same as what the AirPods do for the iPhone, but it's really average compared to what other true wireless earbuds can do, like for example the Galaxy Buds Plus, which are up to 11 hours. And I mean, even if you raise the volume, you were doing easily 8 or above. So the battery life's not amazing on these. The good news at least is that you have another at least 4 charges on this case, and the case itself not only charges quickly from the USB-C port, but you can also charge it wirelessly by just placing it onto a pad. So at least there are some trade-offs there that aren't so bad when you put them into some perspective, although I do wish that these had better battery life. One last thing. They will work with the iPhone, although I would recommend these for Android users. You don't even have to be a Pixel owner. Any Android user will do. But for the iPhone, really, you'll get marginally better sound with these than the AirPods, but it's not really worth it because even some of the other features won't work the same way, like Google Translate and some of the other stuff that's in here it's just not the same. So I wouldn't recommend them necessarily for iPhone users, but they do work. Now, if you want extra bass, there are other true wireless earbuds that offer more bass right out of the box than these do. The Jabra Elite 75T come to mind, or the Jaybird Vista. And if you want to spend even more, the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2 and even the Sony WF-1000XM3 are all models that generally offer something else on top of just extra bass. So something, just something to think about. But that's my review of the new Google Pixel Buds for the Best Buy blog. I'm Teddy K. Thanks for watching.